Welcome to my channel Grammar Tales. Learn English grammar with Krish. So you can see I have written in the board. Today we will be doing an exercise on relative pronouns. Fine. So we have done relative or conjunctive pronouns, isn't it? Relative pronouns are also known as conjunctive pronouns. So before we start on with the exercise, we will just do a short recap of what actually is relative pronoun. So if you remember, relative pronoun is also known as what? Conjunctive pronoun. Why? Because a relative pronoun is a pronoun which has a dual role to play. It also acts as a pronoun and it also joins two sentences. Fine. Hence it is known as a conjunctive pronoun. It might be called a conjunctive pronoun, but it is more popularly known as a relative pronoun. And the reason is this, that it relates or it refers to the noun, that is the noun which we are speaking about before the pronoun. Alright, so it refers to the noun which is its antecedent. Fine. So let me just give an example, then that will be clear, and then we will start with the exercise. Alright. So, say just as an exercise, I met Hari who had just returned. Alright. So, in this sentence, see, which is the noun? Hari is the noun. Which is the pronoun? Who. So this is the relative pronoun. Why? Because it is joining. You remember I had given two sentences. I met Hari. Hari had just returned. So this who is joining those two sentences. It is also a pronoun, isn't it? So it is acting in a double role. It has a dual role to play. Hence it is known as a conjunctive pronoun, and more popularly it is known as a relative pronoun. And what is the antecedent? Remember I had told you that the antecedent to this pronoun is the noun. This noun, it is the antecedent because it is coming before. Antecedent means coming before the pronoun. Right? Now we will go to the exercise. See, in this exercise what we'll do? We will name the relative pronoun. Fine. Then we will name the antecedent noun, as well as we will find out the case of the sentence. Alright. So I feel that instead of doing many questions, say 9-10 questions together, instead of that we can do say 4 or 5, and then we can explain each and every sentence. We can examine it very carefully so that it is very clear to you. Because if we I don't prefer quantity over quality. Always it is quality over quantity for me. Alright, because in this way what happens, when you choose quality over quantity, the concept will become clear, and then when the concept is clear, you can solve any number of questions, so that will not be a problem. So we will do say 4 or 5 or at the maximum 6, and then the concept will be clear to you. And I also do not want to make the video very long, which again becomes uninteresting for people. Fine. So the first one. The pen that you gave me is a very good one. Fine. The pen that you gave me is a very good one. The sentence is, the pen that you gave me is a very good one. Alright. So at first let us see which is the pronoun here, because we have to mark the pronoun, the relative pronoun, isn't it? So which will be the pronoun? See, the subject is, or the noun is this, pen, isn't it? And which is the relative pronoun? The relative pronoun is one which is talking about the antecedent noun. So it will be that. This is the relative pronoun. The antecedent noun is obviously pen. Now we have to find the case. Now to find the case, there are say 2-3 ways in which you can determine the case. One is, in the sentence you first try to find out which is the subject, which is the object. Fine. So here you see which is the subject? You. The pen that you gave me is a very good one, isn't it? You. And which is the object? What has been given? What has been given? Pen is the object. But when in a sentence object comes before the verb, remember objective pronoun, subjective pronoun, isn't it? In subjective pronoun, subject will come before the verb. In objective pronoun, object will come. So in this sentence you see the object is coming before the verb gave. So in that way you can determine that this is what? This is in the accusative or objective case, isn't it? So this sentence is what? This is the case. The case is what? Accusative. Am I clear? Let me explain one more time. First you determine which is the object, and if you remember when we were doing noun cases, for to find whether a sentence is in the nominative case, objective case or in the possessive case, what were the questions we used to ask? For nominative we used to ask who, isn't it? Who. Remember the example that I had given, the horse kicked the boy. So who kicked the boy? The horse. The horse was the subject. So it was in the nominative case. And in case of objective or accusative case, what do we ask? We ask who or whom, isn't it? So we ask whom. And in case of possessive. In possessive case we ask whose. That is the apostrophe sign comes, isn't it? So in this case we are talking about the object. It is coming before the verb. So when a noun or pronoun is the object of a verb or it comes before the verb, then that sentence is in the objective or accusative case. Hence this is the case. I hope I'm clear. Okay, then now let's go to the next one. The answer or the answer which you gave is not correct. So the answer which you gave is not correct. So which is the relative pronoun here? First you identify the noun. The noun is which one? This is the noun. The answer is the noun, isn't it? It is also the antecedent because it is coming before the pronoun. So the pronoun is which? Because a pronoun speaks about the noun, it replaces the noun. The answer which. What does which signify or modify? It modifies this noun, isn't it? This antecedent noun. So the relative pronoun is this. This is the relative pronoun. This is the noun. In this sentence also this is the noun. Answer is the noun. The answer which you gave is not correct. Fine. So this noun here in this sentence, is it the subject or the object? Just try to determine whether this is the object or the subject. The answer which you gave is not correct. Obviously you is the subject here. Alright, you is the subject. You gave the answer which is not correct. If you want to write it that way, just the meaning will remain the same, just the form of the sentence will change. The answer you gave, the answer is not correct. The answer you gave is not correct. It is written here. The answer which you gave is not correct. You gave the answer which is not correct also. That is also right. So in this you see here the answer is the object. Who is the subject? You. So in this case also you can see the object is coming before the verb gave, isn't it? So the noun, a noun or pronoun which is the object of the verb or which is coming before the verb. This is the verb. It is in this sentence the object is coming before the verb. Hence it is what? It is an objective or accusative case. It is an accusative case. Fine. I hope it is clear. Both the numbers number 1 and 2. Number 3, I know the woman. I know the woman whose child was hurt. Fine. See, this one is very simple. Why? Because I remember I told you for the nominative, what do you ask? We ask who. For the accusative or objective, what we ask? We ask whom. And for the possessive case or the genitive case, what we ask? We ask whose. So see, here it is. The case is clear. It is the possessive or genitive case, isn't it? Because it is talking about possession. Whose child? The woman's child. When you will write the answer, the woman's, what will come? The possessive sign, that is the apostrophe s will come, isn't it? Now we have to determine the relative pronoun at the antecedent noun. Fine. Now see, I know the woman whose child was hurt. Here the noun is which one? It is very obvious. Woman is the noun. And which pronoun is talking about this noun? Whose. Isn't it? Whose is talking about the noun. So this is the relative pronoun, and the antecedent noun, obviously the noun which is coming just before the this relative pronoun is the antecedent noun. So this is the antecedent noun, and the case we have already determined because whose is there. So it is the possessive case. See, when you just the thing is what, just have to go through, read it again and again. You repeat the concept in your mind, ask questions to yourself, try answering them. The things becomes very clear, and you can retain them in your mind in a very, very simple way. It is not at all difficult to understand and remember. You just have to go through the concepts repeatedly. Alright, so number 4. Bring me the letters which the postman left. Bring me the letters which the postman left. Now again see, here what is the sentence? Bring me the letters. Okay, so what is the object? Remember I told you can determine a case by just seeing. First you distinguish, you find out which is the subject, which is the object. So here which is the subject? Bring me the letters which the postman left. The postman, you can write it that way also. The postman left me the letters. So the postman is the subject, and me, it is the, you are asking bring me, isn't it? So I am the object. Here me is the object, and this is what? It is in the objective case. Why? Because see, again this me is coming before the bring this thing. It is coming before the subject, isn't it? Bring me the letters which the postman left. It is in the accusative case, because when a sentence starts with the subject itself, when the subject is before the object, alright, in that case it will be in the nominative case. But here the object is coming prior to the subject and the verb also. So bring me the letters which the postman left. Now this is the what? This is in the accusative case. Fine? Accusative case or objective case, because the pronoun of the sentence is the object of the verb. Fine, it is the object of the verb. Object of the verb, bring. Fine. So it is the accusative case. And now we have to determine what? We have to determine the relative pronoun as well as the antecedent noun. So obviously noun is the letters here, and which is the relative pronoun? Which. This is the noun, this is the relative pronoun. Fine. Okay, we'll do one more and that will be all for today. Let's see number 5. we met the sailors whose ship was wrecked, isn't it? We met the sailors whose ship was wrecked. This is again very simple. See, whose, what it is possessive case, isn't it? Genitive or possessive case, because we are saying whose ship, the sailor's ship. If we answer whose, the answer will be what? The sailors, isn't it? So possessive or genitive case, the genitive case. Now we have to determine the relative pronoun and the antecedent noun. So we met the sailors. The sailors is the pronoun or the relative pronoun. Alright. Sorry, I'm very sorry. This is the noun. This is the noun. The sailors is the noun, and this whose is the relative pronoun, isn't it? The relative pronoun, and the antecedent noun is the sailors. Okay, that was just a slip of tongue. So we met the sailors whose ship was wrecked. See, when you in terms of cases, when we study cases, possessive case or genitive case, generally it does not confuse you, because the moment we see whose, we understand that this is the possessive case. But in accusative and nominative case, we sometimes tend to confuse ourselves. So the only way is that we try to separate the subject and the object and try to see whether it is in the noun or pronoun is in the subject of the verb or the object of the verb. Once we determine that, it becomes very easy to understand whether a sentence is in the objective case or the nominative case. Fine. So these are the 5 questions or sentences that I wanted to do with you, so that the concepts become a little clear. I hope you have understood, and I would also like to request that please like and share my videos, and those who are new to my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon. So that is all for today. We will meet again in the next class. Thank you.